Okay, in this video, we're going to go over some of the back-end stuff for our network blog. Now you notice here that we now have My Sites. When we click on that, this is where you would see any sites that you have created in your network. Now, if you look up here, see My Sites and Network Admin. So we have two admin areas. We have this one, which is the admin area for the main blog, and then we have the network admin area. Okay, now we have a different dashboard. So we have sites, and then we have add new. So this is now under the network dashboard. We have themes, plugins. Let's go in here for a sec. So we can activate plugins network wide if we want. And we're going to get into that in a little while. Okay, and then we have settings, and we have network settings, and then we have network setup, which just shows us the parameters that we've already set up. These are the things that we put in wp.config.php and .htaccess. Okay, and then we have a number of settings here. Okay, this is how we decide how our blog network is going to work as far as users are concerned. So if we're going to use these blogs just for ourselves, we don't have to let other users register. We can just use it as our own network, or we can allow other users to set up their own blogs and have their own users. Okay, and then we have our updates here. Shows anything that needs updating on the network. So here's our themes, and here's our plugins. Okay, then if we go back to up top here and go back to our own dashboard here for our own sites, and now we're back to the main site. And this is really the same as any other WordPress blog with a couple of different options for the networking. Now, one thing I should mention up here where I have My Sites and it says network admin, they move this around almost every time there's a new version of WordPress that comes out. So if you don't see it up here, it could be down here somewhere in the dashboard, settings, tools, could be on its own down here. So don't panic if you don't see it up here, because WordPress moves it around on almost every different version. Okay, so now let's get our main blog ready. What we're going to do is we're going to do what we normally do with a blog. So let's go to settings, and then we'll set everything up here. Let's set up our UTC time here. So just pick the one that's you need here and save that. Now let's go to permalinks, and I'm going to set mine to post name. Now if you look in here, you'll see this link, you'll see the word blog in here, even though I have a path that only goes before that. It inserts the word blog for the main blog, but the network blogs will not have the word blog in them. This is to keep everything separate and no conflicts will happen. Now let's talk about media. The media is stored separately for each blog. The media directory in this site is going to be in the standard spot, which is in the uploads directory. Let's go up here. Okay, so this is for the main site. However, the sub-blogs or network blogs will have their own subdirectory by blog number. So blog number 1 will have directory 1 and directory 2, etc. So that allows all the media to be kept separately for all of the blogs. Let's go back to settings. Okay, so the rest of this is pretty much the same. Writing, nothing different here. Reading, nothing different here. Discussion, just set this the way you want. Now the next thing I want to go over is plugins. Now you notice that I don't have much control in here of my plugins. I can only activate them or deactivate them, and that's all I can do. And that's because our plugins are controlled in Network Admin. So let's go in here, and this is where we would activate, deactivate, and add new plugins. Also delete them. Let's delete this one. Okay, so let's install some plugins that we're going to want to use here. Well, let's go up to Popular here, and let's install All-in-One SEO Pack. And we'll now here you can do a network activate, and we'll come back to that. Let's just go back and install another one. Back to this plugin installer here. Let's go back to Popular, and let's install a couple more here. For example, okay, let's go with Contact Form 7. So install now, and OK. And there we go. Okay, so we have 2 plugins installed. Let's go back to our main blog here. Let's go to Plugins. You'll see here we have All-in-One SEO Pack and Contact Form 7. We can now activate the plugins for this blog. However, we haven't activated them for the whole network. As you saw, I did not activate them for the network, so they're not going to show up there. In the next video, we're going to go into the network blogs and have a look at how that works. Now, as for themes, you'll see in here we have some themes. We can activate here. A couple installed, they're here. Again, you see that in this area, unlike other WordPress installs, we can't really do anything here. We have to do all of the theme installs from the network side. So let's go up here to Network Admin. Let's go to Themes. Here's our Add New. So anytime you're going to add themes or plugins, you have to do it from the network area. Okay. From here also, we can update the themes. You see some are out of date. You can also do them from the update section up here. Let's go in here, available updates, and let's update the themes here. Select all, and then update themes. Back to updates here. Let's update the plugins as well while we're in here. Okay. So you see here that we have enabled 2011 and 2012. We have disabled 2010. To enable it, we have to do a network enable. So themes work site-wide. So if you disable them here, they're also disabled on our main blog. So if we go to Appearance and Themes, we only have 2011 and 2012 available. Okay, so that's a basic tour of the network and backend. In that video, we're going to do some basic setup of our main site and to get it ready for the blog farm, and we'll start setting up.